I need to breathe just for one day, and I need to breathe, and I've got to get away. I can't deal with this, 'cause it makes me miss my soul. And maybe if I confess, I can lay it to rest and let it all go. And I can't sleep at night. I have horrible dreams. All these things inside rip me apart at the seams, and I can't help but think this will never end. When will I feel my heart, and where does the peace begin? 'Cause I need to breathe just for one day, and I need to breathe, and I've got to get away. I can't deal with this, 'cause it makes me miss my soul. And maybe if I confess, I can lay it to rest and let it all go. Cause I need to breathe. I need to breathe. And I need to breathe. And I need to. 'Cause I can't deal with this, 'cause it makes me miss my soul. And maybe if I confess, I can lay it to rest and let it all go. Yeah. 'Cause I need to breathe. I need to breathe. I need to breathe. I need to.
From the United States of Texas, we welcome you once again to the home of free speech and mindless rants right here at TTR Rev Nation, where we grease the squeaky wheel of socialism with liberal tears and continue to take over the planet one radio wave at a time. You could be a lot of places, but we're glad you're here, and for that, we're grateful. We may not be as fun as putting your balls in a vice, but we do come with a money-back guarantee. As always, we'd like to thank the mothership VRS, the Vet Radio Syndicate, for allowing us to have this platform. Please join the millions that have looked, liked, and shared this page. And as always, check out the Hero Program, all the awesome swag, and the great shows that make up this station. Rev Nation, if you like what you hear and you see and believe in America, then we ask you to please share this page, and also go reach out on YouTube and the Rumble platforms as well. As always, I am joined by the world-renowned musician Shannon, Nacho Libro, book, supermodel, and theologian, the most American woman alive, Amanda Allen. And last but not least, the dog whisperer, Jared, affectionately known as J-Rod, and myself, the self-proclaimed king of the Bowery, regular guy. Let's light this candle. How the hell y'all doing tonight?
I'm sorry, did you just call her a theologian?
A theologian. I did.
Do you even know what that means?
I mean, I do. My question was, does he know what it means?
Are you?
I don't. Is he making up words now? I gotta look this up.
No.
You know what I think is hilarious is all of your guys' avatars are my pictures saying "Don't be."
Not mine.
Not
mine.
You fixed yours. You must have fixed yours. There you go.
Yep.
I saw that and I was like, that ain't happening.
I don't know how.
I got my own brand, fool.
Laura, nice to see you in here tonight. Before we get started, guys, upcoming show events. Christina Bobb, OAN anchor and former Marine, will be on with us, I'm hoping, next week to discuss the forensic audit going on in Maricopa County, and it's fixing to go nationwide. To those who haven't been paying attention, several election finals, or however you want to call it, were overturned this week in court. So it is getting very interesting. Constitutionally, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows where this is going to go because this has never happened before. And then also another guest that we're working on, we're filling out all the paperwork, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, Kara Miller with the Texas Nationalist Movement. And yes. And that is basically the succession of Texas. So, and also coming up to a Rev Nation channel near you very soon. I don't know where he's at tonight because he usually has the Sup Mother, whatever. The Dean Cerny tribute show will be coming up very, very soon. He's one of our longtime and top listeners. And Dean, you're much a part of Rev Nation as the rest of us. Amanda, she was trying to work on the phone, the call-in line. She and I are going to try and get that hammered out this week. We've got the phone set up. It's just getting it worked out with StreamYard and whatnot. So we should have that going hopefully by next Friday. But what I'd like to do tonight is, listeners, whatever comments you have, we want you involved in this as much as possible. Guys, Jared, Shannon, theologian.
Theologian. I have to say that is probably the most hilarious nickname I've had in a long time. I've had some pretty good creative nicknames in my day, but that's a pretty good one. I'm proud of you.
Supermodel and theologian.
Not a supermodel.
Supermodel and theologian is almost like an oxymoron.
Yes. I find humor in it, but yes.
Aren't supermodels supposed to wear makeup and do their hair?
Well, we have seen some remnants of that on The Most American Woman Alive, so just throwing that out there.
A little bit.
So did you say, so we're going to have Christina Bobb? Is that who you were talking about?
That is correct. She's from OAN. She's an anchor. Her and Chanel Rion. Chanel Rion is a White House correspondent for OAN. She's going to come on, and we're going to discuss the forensic audit in detail. And
the fact that she's a Marine is cool.
But she can shed so much light on this. There's only so much you can get out of like a 15, 20, half an hour broadcast on TV. So, Rev Nation, we'll come prepared, guns a-blazing. We'll have our questions ready. And she is just an outstanding reporter. I just
want to ask her one question. I just want to ask her what MOS was.
And that I don't know. We've not got that far in the conversation yet.
But, that's really not going to be my cheesy ass question. I'm just totally being a smart ass right now. I'm being a Navy corpsman talking about Marine. That's all.
There you go. There you go.
Navy boy.
Shut your whore mouth, fly by.
Okay, so listeners, if we get too serious tonight, we need to. I want the listeners. We're building up the audience now because we usually put a different start time in there from week to week. But as the listeners come in, if we get too serious, I want y'all to come up with a code word. It's kind of like bondage kind of thing.
Pineapple.
If it gets too serious, we say this, and then or y'all say it in the comments. So
spasmatic. All right.
I like that one.
Spasmatic.
A couple more JMOs, that might be hard to say.
That makes it even better.
And while I understand what you're saying, I just have to say this because it's on my mind. I understand if we're going to talk about serious subjects, Like, there's going to be some serious conversation.
Oh, no
Otherwise,
doubt.
we're just going to be a comedy show, and I don't want to be a part of that.
No. And you know what? Hey, real quick, I just got sent this. Yvette actually sent it to me, and it's been reported for the first time on OAN. We had Dan Ball on the show. He's the one that broke the story. I don't know if y'all have heard it or not. It's Biden's military puts West Point cadets in solitary confinement if they refuse the COVID vaccine.
What?
Fact.
I have not heard that.
So military cadets at West Point Academy who refuse to take one of the however many they've got the vaccines are being put in solitary confinement with more stringent restrictions than those who tested positive for the virus. At West Point Military Academy, a number of cadets who are currently rebelling against the push from the Biden administration and military higher-ups to take one of the controversial vaccines, 700 cadets who initially refused the vaccine were brought together into a meeting room and were briefed as to the benefits of the vaccine. The number of cadets has now dwindled significantly after allegations of daily pressure by senior officials at school and rumors of reductions of leave. Some cadets relented and received the vaccine while many left West Point due to the pressure. Those who still refuse, here's the key part of it, those who still refuse to take the vaccine are forced to wear masks everywhere, marking them out from everybody else who is vaccinated. A number of parents of those holdouts have now organized legal counsel on behalf of their children with CDM Media, reporting that they are banding together to fight this perceived criminal behavior by those in power over their children. It gets better, guys. It gets better. An anonymous whistleblower, so on and so forth. There's no need to get in all that. For those they're returning from their summer programs, they will have their 2-week leave shortened to 1, as they have to spend 7 days in quarantine that amounts to serious solitary confinement. The cadets are locked up for 23 hours each day in one room, and they are allowed out for 1 hour to talk or run outside. And they don't test them for COVID before this happens. They test them afterwards.
Yep, they don't care.
No,
the antibody
Same
test?
thing.
they take it after. They don't. If they refuse the jab, they have to go into this. It's basically solitary confinement. It's like they're on damn death row, 23 hours a day with one hour of yard time.
I see it.
Right now, there's 50 cadets, and guys, if for whatever reason you're listening to this or can listen to it, stay strong. There's 50 cadets that have not backed down. So it's just, and imagine this: a suicide rate amongst all the cadets, the academies, have gone up. Imagine that.
So I'm gonna bring up something like this. Okay, I hate being the freaking guy that brings a serious conversation to the table.
You're not.
I am because we literally just had a conversation about this. But here's the deal, man. If you didn't see this coming,
oh yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say, oh yeah, but if you didn't see this coming, you're literally part of the problem. Mm-hmm. That being said,
now if they're a sophomore or a senior, a junior or senior, I don't see how they could have seen it coming.
Okay, so
I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them.
Oh, okay. You're talking about just in general, a blanket.
Right. I'm talking about how if you didn't see how they were going to handle this with the military, wolf in sheep's clothing is not wearing sheep anymore.
Yeah, it's they've definitely come out of the closet, no doubt.
They don't care. They don't care. And the reality is, we all know, listen, I used to be the guy giving the inoculations. Right. And if you're going to go to an endemic area, obviously at that point, you either have a choice to take it. I mean, you can refuse it. Generally, we don't tell you that you can. However,
I've never been given that opportunity.
Well, of course you haven't, because we're not going to tell you can give it up.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you that because we need every freaking swinging dick on a freaking gun line. However, you can refuse them. You just won't go on the deployment.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if we need to give you JEV, you're not going to the Middle East if you don't take JEV. It's not happening.
There's some of that Marine Corps stuff. Yut.
Out.
What is it? What is that even? Just a sound?
I don't know, but I'm glad Lacey's here.
It's Jabba the Hutt's close but less known brother, Jabba the Yutt.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
So Amanda, did you put that up the Beltway report?
I did.
Okay, there it is about solitary confinement. Yeah, it's I got to briefly see Dan reporting on it, but it's incredible. It's just there's no end to it. There's no end in sight. Well, actually, on a state level there is, and I kind of want to segue into something else too. I'm sorry, guys, in Rev Nation, I was not privy to the chat room this week because been terribly busy outside of here. On a state level, Texas is just saying raw dog oxygen, and we're getting back to normal. They're like, the hell with it. And one thing that came out, if y'all don't mind jumping into it right now, is the whole border situation here.
Oh yeah, we're building a wall. We're going to build a wall.
Right.
And we're building a wall.
So Amanda, if you have that, do you have that ready or no? Was that you or J-Rod? Okay, yes, I would like to play that video, and you just for YouTube and Facebook, we do not exclusively own the rights to this. We are just playing it. It is a news platform.
All right, give me a second. I gotta pull up the right one. What, did you get it?
No, I didn't get it. I'm waiting on you.
Okay.
I love you, Tommy Peterson. You smell funny.
And his name is Peter. Son.
Yes.
Regular guy's favorite thing.
Peter, because he petered out earlier.
Oh God, I've been petering out all week.
Tommy's actually working with a buddy of mine who's now lieutenant commander, who used to be a corpsman with me at 2-1, and then that's pretty awesome. Like,
isn't he collaborating with you on one of the songs or no?
Small Circle, no.
Okay.
I'll be right back because you're looking for something. I'm going to go pee.
He's in the car wash right now taking a bath. You know how many times
I had to close that down, that window. I had to close it down because it kept randomly playing out of nowhere. So I'm going to mute myself so I can share this screen.
All righty. Hey, and just preface, this is Governor Abbott talking about what we're going to do right here in Texas as we're raw dogging oxygen and taking our state back.
No, keep going.
Oh,
I gotta pull up the right one. I told you.
Oh, you're still looking for it?
all of a sudden it sounds like a Motley Crue, the beginning of Girls. I don't know.
Well, I really wanted to pull up the one from CNN. So hold on. I got it. I found it.
You got it? All righty, guys, just buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up so I can figure out how to play this fucking sound.
We are
on this
still
video.
experiencing technical issues. Jared, I don't know if you've noticed the news here this week, the past couple of days. Governor Abbott, and Amanda, just stop me whenever you're ready. Governor Abbott he just went ahead and said, you know what, the hell with it. We're taking our state back. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's why we reached out to the Texas Nationalist Movement. And we should have them on here in a couple of weeks. Like I said, there's a lot of paperwork involved with that, with the agents and this and that and the other thing. But and they are all about the succession of Texas. But what I love right now, and there's no doubt in my mind, we said that before, Texas could survive on its own. We have enough here in the state to last 200 years without tapping into anything.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
I believe it, 100%.
That's 100% fact. That is not me just pulling numbers out there. That is a fact. natural reserves. I mean, just look at where we're at in the world. You know, we can sustain and support ourselves, and we are the mecca of oil and gas in the world. Right here in the you know the county that I live in, and it's incredible the economic and everything that we have here in Texas. I've said it before. I wasn't a real big fan of Governor Abbott for a long time, but over the past 6, 7, 8 months, I've really gained a whole new respect for that man. And I wish we had a governor worth of shit here. Hey, that's where you're from.
I feel you,
And,
Tom. I know a little bit about Michigan. It is not pretty up there.
Lacey, where are you at? You said Texas is awesome. I can't wait to be home. I don't know where you're coming from, unless anybody knows, Lacey.
I'll play a silly game.
Amanda, we ready to roll?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
all
on.
right.
I gotta mute myself.
California.
They had a good win. Was it this week or last week? The assault weapons ban got overturned.
Oh, here we go. I think we're fixing to go. No volume.
You forgot to share.
You got to share the sound, sweetie.
You didn't share the audio. We'll work on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, this is something new we're trying here. So she can't hear us.
Oh, I can hear you. I
Okay,
can hear you. You said I have to. This whole
You don't have
audio
to.
thing
You don't
is
have to. You don't have to
ridiculous.
mute. Listen, you don't have to mute your audio. You don't have to mute your audio. You just have to share the audio for the page that you're looking at.
But no, if you don't mute the audio, it
Okay.
will have a serious echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's that little box down there in the corner.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. But
Oh, is that your phone? Somebody calling you?
who, me? No.
Yeah.
Mine's
Okay,
turned
share
off.
audio.
We
So-
ready?
All right, you got it?
here we go.
There?
Let's see.
You sharing the screen?
74% increase in illegal border crossings over May of 2020. Jackson County, Texas, Sheriff Andy Letterback attended Governor Abbott's border briefing and joins me now. Sheriff, good to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. I'm curious your takeaway from what the governor had to say.
Thank you very much, Jillian.
Okay.
To do. That's leading. It's leading in an issue here in Texas. Policies
I'm
that
fast
have been put
forwarding.
in place
Sorry.
by the Biden administration need to be addressed immediately.
I want
This
to find
is,
where
this
he's
includes the
actually
declaration
telling
of
us about it.
from the state of Texas to $1 billion.
Sorry, y'all.
These issues.
Border wall construction
It's
that he
about the
referenced
halfway point.
for the border wall construction. $1 billion is that what will
$1 billion.
pay for the border wall construction that he referenced in that clip we just played a short time ago?
I think a portion of that, but there's more. There's through the Texas
I'm not good at
legislature
this whole
to address
sharing the video thing, so I'm just going to stop while I'm not ahead.
Well, you know, no, it's the thing is, one thing that was sitting in the portion you played there is the cost. And
Well, they're allocating $1 billion to take care of the cost for hiring more people to actually guard the border, to pay the fucking National Guard. Sorry, I'm not supposed to drop F-bombs. But I thought it was hilarious when Abbott, if you look at the correct video, and I'll put it in the comments because I have it. It's just I have to figure this thing out. He called it a border barrier. So I thought that was hilarious. But at the end of his speech, he called it the border wall. And I believe that they're starting the construction on that next week. But they're also reaching out to
resuming the construction.
resuming, technically resuming, yeah, absolutely. But they're reaching out to the other states. We're in with Arizona is with us in this. We're reaching out to other states for resources, for border officers. They're getting the Rangers every 2 weeks actually. Abbott is bringing together a whole bunch of the federal and state organizations like the Border Control and all that. So every 2 weeks they're coming together to brief each other on what exactly is going on and what they feel needs to happen. The cost, they're actually going to cover down on the owners that are getting, trespassers and property damage and stuff like that. So he's going to get the federal government to start paying them for the damages. Also, remember how the Biden administration said that they're not going to arrest anybody? Yeah, well, we're going to arrest the shit out of them.
But Abbott, I saw that earlier this week.
Good.
And a question for you, Amanda, because you've obviously done the research on this, and I've been like under a rock all week. So, question for you: has Arizona not already started resuming construction on the wall? I think they have.
I don't know that for sure. But
okay.
see, they're saying they're calling it different things, like border barrier, so they could.
None of that matters. None of that matters. None of that matters as long as they're building whatever that is called. That's all.
That's why they're reaching out to the other states so they can get resources on construction and drones, transportation, and building jails, obviously, so they can arrest and prosecute the people that are coming through, bringing drugs and kids. Sorry, there's a mosquito in my face. I got him, like a ninja. But I'm not sure if Arizona has resumed construction.
Thought they had. I may be mistaken. J-Rod, have you heard? We're all kind of stumped here. I thought that I'd heard Arizona actually resume construction on the border barrier wall / whatever you want to call it. Do you know that to be the case?
I haven't heard it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they had, and I want to say now, listeners, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I want to say that they started it because of the ranchers there on the border in Arizona. I'm almost positive, and now there again, I may be wrong, but there we go.
Okay, well.
Hey, Laura, how are you, sweetheart? Good to have you in here today.
When was
and Lacey, I'm glad to have you all the way out here from 29 Stumps.
Really? Wow. That's
you guys remember what they're building this thing out of? Didn't they already buy the materials?
Yes, and that's where I was getting. That's where I was going at with Arizona, because I'm not sure here in Texas. I'm pretty sure it's the same situation. But the thing is I think they actually purchased the material. It was put together, ready to put up, but laying on the ground on these ranchers on their ranch, just laying there.
Well, the Army Corps of Engineers decided, they have to follow the rules and said that they're not putting anything else up.
It's long overdue, and I'm afraid the damage has already been done. And I believe John Porta might have got another ban on FB there. That's our brother in beards, Dean. I'm not going to say the last name, but yeah. And Dean, I'm glad you're here. You missed the intro. We are hoping next week to have the Dean Cerny show, a show dedicated to Dean. So yeah, all right. He got a 7-day ban. There you go.
It happens. Well, Lacey, again, we're glad that you're here. We're glad you like listening to us.
Absolutely.
And Laura, thank you for saying that. You just don't know how much it means to us. And
John Porta, John, where's his name coming from?
Yeah, Porta John.
I like the picture. Porta John, got it.
That's our brother in beards right there. But back to the border. Now, when the person residing in the White House was running, he said,
wait, hold on. I have a segue. I don't necessarily want to go back to the border because the vice president hasn't gone to the border.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she hasn't been to Europe either, but
Anyway, moving on.
Okay, so when he was running, and even until the last couple of months, come one, come all. We got room for you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, dude, his Facebook names are hilarious. So if you get a friend request from either one of those, yeah, you know who it is.
So you right now.
So okay, saying come one, come all, and now we've got Kamala that has not been to the border saying, whoa, stop, we can't take you.
Not only did she not go to the border, but she went straight to Guatemala to tell them, hey, no, don't do it.
And I love Guatemala's response, dude. That was hilarious. Go home, you lost.
Yeah.
But she did say, she said, we did go to the border. We did go to the border. And then Lester Holtz was like, did you go to the border?
No, her cardboard cutout.
Well, I haven't gone to Europe. Ha ha ha. I can't even cackle like that.
Oh my.
It makes me disgusted.
God, she's a horrible cackler.
She's a horrible person.
Yeah, but if there's like a Hall of Fame of cacklers, she would definitely not be in it. So it's
literally like the circus came to town. They created this, hey, let's try to be the president and vice president. Some really bad shit happened, and now the clowns are there.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Dumb
and Dumber. Okay, so okay, now that you said that, and when we get Miss Bob on the show, I am fired up to have her on the show because I've watched this. Y'all know I'm a news junkie. Mm-hmm. Now, and if you don't own a copy of the Constitution of the United States of America, you're wrong. I do. I've got a pocket one. I've got one on the wall. Blah 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 blah. I have looked and I have read, and okay, it's just like I said earlier. There has been numerous actually, election results turned over in court due to the forensic audit. Now. Shannon, I know what you're thinking. It hadn't made it to the Supreme Court yet. I understand that. But the fact is the precedence is now being set. Mm-hmm. All of that being said, there is nothing, zero in the Constitution to reinstate Donald J. Trump as president of the United States. And there's also nothing in there to remove the person residing in the White House right now.
Correct.
There is nothing. So, I mean, yes, do we need to expose voter fraud? 150% we do.
Right.
To everybody clinging on to hope that Donald J. Trump's going to be there in August, I don't think so. Mm-mm. I would love to see it happen, but I don't think so. What are y'all's thoughts?
We're writing history as we go.
Yes, we are. We are creating. You're exactly right. But is there anything that y'all know of in the Constitution that supports Donald J. Trump getting in, or if fraud is proven, Joe Biden getting out?
No. I mean,
no.
No, not at all. Not at all. So that means that we're stuck with these guys for 4 years regardless.
Okay, let me throw something at you, and then we're going to go on a roll here because I'm fixing to spark it up here right now. This is some fun shit right here.
Here we go.
So 2022 rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans, let's just say we're going to what if, tinfoil hat, what if the Republicans take back the Senate and the House? Guess who could be instated as Speaker of the House? Donald J. Trump. He does not have to hold office per the Constitution. He can be voted into Speaker of the House.
Correct.
Now let me throw this at you. I got even more. He invokes the 25th on Joe Biden and has Harris brought up on charges. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's a viable tactic. It's a viable tactic.
And then who steps up to be the president of the United States? Donald J. Trump in 2022. I'm just saying. I totally agree with you. So many things that can happen, and
I totally agree with you. Here's the biggest issue. Just because we're identifying voter fraud and whatnot,
do
you think that that's going to eliminate voter fraud for 2022?
It never has. Fraud's been going on long before this election. It's just been brought to a forefront right now.
Exactly. So
Yes.
what ifs are awesome. And that's a great hope. Contingencies.
I don't hope. I'm just saying it. I thought of it. I thought it was kind of funny.
No, and I think that's a great. I think that's a great statement, and I think it's a great plan. The biggest issue with that is 2022 going to be taken back by us? Because here's the deal: we've got 4 more years of this, and if what you said is the plan, do you not think that they're going to try to figure out a way to circumvent that?
I think
they already are. Yeah.
Right.
There's
That's my
already
point.
contingency plans for everything. This has all been thought about.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got every team has got
long time.
a team pre-gaming this, talking about all kinds of scenarios, some of the best political and legal minds. But, you know, what's caused all this is people voting and making choices for emotion. You know, every time we've been involved in a discussion like this, you get all kinds of people giving their opinion on one side or the other, like they're like for a certain political candidate. And what I've noticed is those political candidates, you know, they have their people. And when somebody says, "Oh, I really respect that person," okay, well, you respect how they stand on a specific topic that's important to you and at your point in life. If more people looked at the topics broader, okay, how's it going to affect my family, my work, my family's family, my children that come after me? That's where we're looking 15 years down the road, and people are just like, I want some better unemployment, so I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. I'll give free everything, without believing that. Where's all that coming from?
And Jared, if you look at the comment that I just put up there, after the Trump administration tried to cut funding for Special Olympics, and Laura, God love you for what you do. I love, and I sincerely, whichever one of y'all have the contact with Laura, I want to bring her on the show. I do, because more light needs to be brought to Special Olympics. I promise you that.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Okay, so that being said, that goes right back to what you just said, J-Rod.
Yep.
Right back to it.
And what she said there about them cutting off funding, I completely agree with you, Laura. That's horrible.
I don't know if that's the case.
And
I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether they tried to cut off funding or whether they did cut off funding, for my point. My point is that within politics, politicians look at each item and there's a risk-reward type thing. They use every other item as a bargaining tool for something else. So don't feel bad when something looks bad on its surface initially, because there's probably a bigger reason. And we may not be able to comprehend it.
And, you know, it's just like, and I'm not going to compare the two because there is no comparison, but this budget right now, the $6 trillion budget that we have going on, the military has the lowest funding since World War II. Donnie, real quick, Donnie Martinez is in the house. He's been with me from day one with TTR and on into Rev Nation. What's up, brother? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Y'all will meet Donnie. We call him lovingly the Spaniard. He was formerly known as the artist formerly known as the Irish Mexican. So, anyways.
I have something on the Special Olympics, okay? And this is from the Special Olympics website.
Yes.
And it's the Special Olympics response to President Trump rescinding funding cuts. So the Special Olympics said, "We express our gratitude to President Trump for reauthorizing funding for Special Olympics school-based programming. He joins a long history of over 50 years of United States presidents and members of Congress on both sides of the aisle in their support of Special Olympics and the work we do in communities throughout the country. This is a nonpartisan issue, and we are proud of our work to create inclusion in 6,500 U.S. schools and among young people. This is a crucial time in our schools and our communities. Programs like Special Olympics, Unified Champion Schools are transforming school climates to create a safer and more inclusive world. We're so grateful for the outpouring of support from Special Olympics athletes, young people, and the community at large, and encourage everyone to continue their support of our school-based programming until we have reached all 100,000 schools in the country.
Awesome.
So,
I'll real quick, I want to go back to, there's two comments I want to go to. When my wife asks, where's Dean? There's something wrong. And then when he answers her, Dean Cerny is in jail. His cousin John Porta is here. What the hell is going on? If the wheels have fallen off the bus, guys. Let's see here. I'm trying to get it up there. There it is. The conversation, the Trump administration attempts to defund the Special Olympics. There again, I don't think he completely and totally tried to. Laura, is that? I hope this is the one you're talking about here. I don't think. I'm almost positive he didn't try to defund the entire Special Olympics. I think he took money away.
He's reallocating. What he did as soon as he came into office, he's a businessman. He jumped into him and his team jumped into the whole reallocating of all these funds from all these different places, like the infrastructure plan that we're having right now. People aren't looking into that. People aren't looking into all the stuff that's in there.
Again, this goes back to what the media is portraying. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take for example.
I just pulled up Special Olympics.
Laura, your link that you said administration's attempts to defund the Special Olympics. Now, words are important, and words are used to manipulate our perception of that story. Okay, while we were in the military, we all experienced, getting a budget and them saying, okay, you've got 20 tasks. Well, you're going to cut 5 of them because we ain't got money for it. And all 20 of our tasks were really, really important, but you've only got so much to work with. And Trump, I think, in his mind, is a lot of money that the federal government gives out to programs such as Special Olympics. It gets wasted on items that are not Special Olympics. And that's where we're talking about budgets. It's about the slush funds. And with Trump, I think he'd say, okay, I'm just throwing numbers, this is not accurate, but say we're going to give Special Olympics $10 million. He's like, well, what are they getting for that $10 million? If they're only getting $2 million worth of support and services, well, no. Okay, we're gonna fix that. But
he cut the fluff in so many areas.
Yeah, so it's all manipulated on what does somebody want us to believe so we can get their support to go after that opposite opponent.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question, Laura. It's real quick. I'm sorry, Shannon. Real quick. You don't like Trump for your reasons. I get that. I get that. But on a political standpoint and on the standpoint for America, I can't say you can't. It's all your opinion. But me personally, are there things that Trump did that I didn't like? Of course.
Absolutely.
There's nothing. There's only one perfect person to walk the face of this earth, and ain't none of us him.
Yep.
All right.
Nope.
No.
So that being said, if you don't vote for him, you vote for other guy because you don't like one thing that he did. Now look at us. Now we're paying $1.50 more for gas. Now we're getting hacked every time we turn around. Everything is going up. Everything, interest rate, inflation, everything. So,
and that's my point. That's my point. Do not don't make your large decisions on your beliefs based on one thing. You can't. If you go that one, if you make that, that's it.
I would like to say something to Laura because I'm a huge fan of Laura, and I think that
absolutely.
Her being a participant in the Special Olympics and doing what she does and meddling and doing who she is, my hat's off to you. And I adore you. I think you're an amazing young lady. And what I think is happening here, humor me, while I say this, because I'm saying this with all the love in my heart. The Special Olympics is very, very, very important to you. And in that being said, when something causes a degeneration in something that you're completely involved in and adore, then it becomes personal.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what I think
Good point.
what we've been talking about here is that they weren't trying to defund or remove the Special Olympics, because I don't think that'll ever happen.
No.
Um,
Oh
No.
no. Damn sure better not.
what I think will happen, what I think was trying to happen, was they were just trying to get rid of the
Fluff.
yeah, I don't want to say fluff. What I want to say is I want to say that the actual, so every account has a border of things that they can utilize money for, and they try to find a boundary between what that can allow, they can allocate them funds for, and try to have a point over that so that they don't get caught in the red.
Yes.
And what I think was trying to be done was trying to cut or trim the fat off of what they were trying to spend money on, which is exactly what they did for a lot of programs, not just the Special
And
Olympics.
When it comes down to it, Shannon, the Special Olympics are a business. It is a
Mhm.
business. They do great things, and I love it. I love watching it.
Absolutely.
But when it all comes down to the nut cutting, it is a business.
Well,
I'll tell
again,
you what, I had the honor of giving Laura her gold medals quite a few times.
That is
And
awesome.
That is
I
great.
have to say, she's one of my favorite people in the world. She's one person that has always stuck around. She's always reached out. She always remembers your birthday.
right. Well,
know,
and you
and
know,
she's so full of love. But yes, we do understand how personal this is for you, because
right,
it's
right,
personal
absolutely.
on levels for us as well.
And I think I thank you for understanding that point, Laura, because I would never want to see the Special Olympics be defunded. And I think a lot of people like us, including President Trump, didn't want to see it defunded. I think that it's all about balancing a checkbook.
Yes.
Yeah.
It hasn't been done in how many decades?
Right. And
Yeah.
what happened was the media grabbed that and sent it out because they were trying to tell everybody, hey, we've got these special people over here that are doing these really awesome things. And by the way, Trump's trying to make that go away. And that's
Yeah.
not really what he was trying to do.
I'll give you a perfect example of how the government works with funding. So say, I know there's this Wounded Warrior program, not the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah. Big difference. Big difference.
But a government funded by a service that, say they have a budget of, whatever for this event. Well, a couple of the higher ups there, they go out to dinner every single night.
Right.
They get the double room suites.
And thank you for clarifying between Wounded Warrior and because that's exactly
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, but it's different, but the same, right? So, why would the government put somebody in there getting paid $200,000 just to go to dinner at night and hang out and party, and then file travel claims for another $150,000 for the year? So now that $500,000 that this person has claimed just to go party and put a face on this Wounded Warrior event, that's what a lot of these programs are trying to cut out. Like, okay, you're going to get.
And to answer John's question, to answer John's question, I thought that the Special Olympics was a volunteer funded. It is, however,
personnel wise, is it personnel wise, Shannon?
It's a 501c3.
It is a 501c3. However, if you think for any reason that the government is not going to allocate some funds to assist that because of what it is, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And again, Laura, I want you to understand that we all adore you, and we're grateful that you're here, and we
Absolutely.
think that you're a superstar in our eyes. And to be honest with you, we would all be completely upset if the Special Olympics was to not exist
Oh, no
ever
doubt.
again.
There are more athletes than Olympians.
I can honestly think, I can honestly
100%.
say, if the government ever did something like that, I think there'd be enough good, able, red-blooded Americans that would pony up and keep it going on our own. You know, I mean, that's just who we are.
And Jared, you can say that on so many levels of everything
Yeah.
going on right now.
Exactly.
All right, well, guys, we got about 4 minutes for the break. So, Laura, I honest to God, please reach out to Amanda. I want you on the show. I so want you on the show. And if you have any Olympians that would love to come on the show with you, oh my God, we'd love to have it here.
Oh, can we please do a show for my athletes?
Yes, we can do that. We can definitely do that. So, Laura, you and Amanda work that out, and we will make that happen. Amanda, you and I will get together with the scheduling with Christina and Kara and everything else coming up. But yes, Laura and Amanda, please make that happen, and it will happen on here.
We're gonna do this.
And John, I'm calling him John. Yes, and I've volunteered for numerous organizations. It doesn't mean that there's still. It doesn't mean all their money comes from people that donate money.
Right.
You know, it's
Y'all remember the CFC campaigns, Combined Federal Campaign?
Yeah.
The books that come out of that? Well, see, a lot of people didn't look at them and see what the numbers meant. If you look at a certain company, it'll tell you how much money of every dollar that you donate, how much goes to the CEO, how much goes to the actual mission, how much does it go to administrative costs.
Right.
So when I donate to something, if I want to give them $1, I don't want to pay 98 cents of the CEO's salary. I want to give 98 cents to that veteran or, you know, that person.
Okay.
Yeah, transparency.
Okay, so guys, we're coming up on the break. We'll get to Shannon here in a minute. He just left us. Amanda, if you could tell us about your pricks. B type, one each.
You're getting fresh. You are getting fresh with these. I'm telling you what. So, you're killing me. So earlier today, I've been talking about that podcast that they asked me to speak on. I've been talking about them a lot, but I've grown close with them, and I was asked to do a commercial for my jewelry. She wanted to put together a commercial for me, so I did that today.
Nice.
It's not like a video, but she said that I did good. I read a script, and so there we go. So anyways, I'll as soon as she gets that done, I'm going to be putting that out. And she said that it's going to be absolutely amazing. But
there it is right there. Okay.
But find me at www.beadpricks.com. That is www.beadpricks.com.
And it comes with a free Ginsu knife. But wait, there's more. All right, Shannon, we're going to go to the break here in a few minutes with your music. So please tell us where we can find you.
You can find me Spotify, Apple Play, Apple Music. You can find me pretty much anywhere social media, and you get digital download music.
Hey, Laura, if you would throw a link in the comments real quick for Special Olympics, and we'll put that on there during the break. And if you'll put it in there, put it on there while we're doing the Dumbass of the Week and our trivia. Yeah. All righty. So the Dumbass of the Week. Oh, my God.
I haven't heard this one yet.
No.
I haven't heard it yet.
It's a surprise, isn't it?
Yes, it's a surprise for everybody. Nagai Lincoln of Havre de Grace, Maryland.
Okay.
Ocean City Police Department. Havre de Grace. A Havre de Grace man is being held on 2 counts of first-degree assault this week after allegedly stabbing 2 victims with whom he was playing miniature golf on Sunday.
Dang.
Around 7:08 p.m. on Sunday, OCPD, that almost sounds like ADD or something like that,
I
officers
thought you were about
responded.
to say ICP.
OPP, who's down with OPP? Responded to the area of 18th Street and Philadelphia Avenue for a reported serious assault. Responding officers located 2 stabbing victims in the area of Kingfish Street. Ocean City EMS also responded and rendered emergency medical care at the scene. One of the victims was transported by Ocean City EMS to Tidal Health Peninsula Regional Hospital with injuries. There's Laura. Okay. Not to be believed life-threatening. The second victim was threatened on the scene by was treated on the scene by Ocean City EMS for minor injury. During the investigation, it was determined that the suspect and the victims engaged in a physical altercation while playing mini golf. OCPD officers identified the suspect as Nagai Namone Lincoln, 23, of Havre de Grace, Maryland. He has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault, 2 counts of second-degree assault, 2 counts of reckless endangerment, and a fighting knife weapons ordinance violation. Didn't even know that was a thing. As of Monday, Lincoln Jr. Was being held and awaiting an appearance before a district court commissioner. So I guess when you can't get the ball through the clown's mouth, in the words of Lawrence Fishburne, well, sometimes you just got to cut a motherfucker. So you, Nagai, are the Rev Nation dumbass of the week.
Wait,
So,
Nagai?
all right, Nagai.
You gotta take mini golf serious.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say they stabbed each other with the golf club.
I was hoping they got that interesting, but
or
the fact that they got in a knife fight over miniature golf is just impressive enough. So, all right. So while we're doing trivia, I'm going to throw John Dean's comments up there, and then we'll go back and put the link for that Laura put us up there for Special Olympics. Now we all saw France did the whole Statue of Liberty thing, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Okay, so in tribute this week, here is the trivia question. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
All righty. Let's see here. Let me put that back up there. All righty. Who created and where is the original Statue of Liberty?
We don't own the rights to this music.
All righty. Well, let's see here. France is pretty vague. John, no. You are right about France, and Laura, you're right about France. But, okay, so the question was, who created and where is the original Statue of Liberty? Threw a little kink in there. Okay, created in 1878. Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, his plaster model. Bartholdi. The original plaster model was preserved by the National Museum when it was donated by the sculptor's widow in 1907. The statue was the first original of an original set of 12. Did y'all know there was 12 of these things?
No, I didn't know there was 12.
A set of 12 to be cast from the plaster mold or model at the Swiss Fondeur, a foundry in Paris. So there you go.
Did you know? Fun fact. This week, the French president, some dude randomly slapped the shit out of
That
him.
was funny as shit. You
Did
said
you
that.
see
Oh my
that?
God. Yeah.
Slapped the shit out of him. And actually, there's 2 people being charged because I think the other person had a weapons charge. But this dude, he said that it was a spur of the moment thing, that he really wasn't planning it. He just, when he got close to him, he just felt like he just needed to slap the shit out of him.
Caught up in the moment.
Caught up in the moment, I guess.
I mean, that's a definition, and maybe he's fucking around and found out.
Yeah, it's
He did.
FAFO. And speaking of FAFO, I will not be able to make the event tomorrow. I've got that whole pipeline thing. But we will have our candles and hopefully Amanda's stuff and maybe some of Shannon's music. We're going to talk off air about getting everything put in the shop there and getting everything figured out. But yes, but TTR is making a very nice donation this weekend to Vow 22 either way. So, if you can get out there and support the vow22.org. And if you can't make the hike, please donate. They do really, really good stuff. Everybody else will get to your comments here after the break. I'm going to put as soon as I find it here, the Special Olympics. I would like to have that on there throughout the break here. Shannon, we're going to go ahead and play both your songs because I want to get the music out there. Let me get to the brand here. All right, so we're going to start out with "I Need to Breathe" and "Blood Angel," and if you'd like to give us a little intro to each or none or whatever, however you want to do it.
"I Need to Breathe" was a song that I wrote after, I wrote with a friend of mine after I came back from Fallujah, and it has become a song or an anthem to those of us dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and or just regular everyday stress. And has literally been dedicated to my buddy Joe Schulter, who passed away in 2016. And "Blood Angel" is it's a song about the United States Navy Corpsman. The birthday for the Navy Corpsman is the 17th of June, 1898. And so I wanted to do something to commemorate those guys and gals, as well as the Army medics, the first responders, the police officers, emergency services personnel. And so that's what this song's all about.
All right, we're going to go to the break, and we would be honored, Rev Nation, if you join us here in just a couple minutes. We're going to play "I Need to Breathe" and "Blood Angel."
We'll be back.
It's so easy for you to sit there, and I can't help but think that
Welcome back to the second half of Rev Nation. Man, I don't know if y'all been looking at the comments while we were gone. Pterodactyl, we are glad that you're here, and I'm glad you're listening. Now, I want to get back to this whole John Porta and Yvette conversation. It's really starting to make me worry a little bit here. So Yvette puts in there, I'm looking for a comment. I can't find it right now. It says, you don't even, oh, there it is. Right there. You don't even have a little beard. And then Dean replies back with, no, it makes my drag makeup look funny. So I don't know. Oh my God. It's wow. Yvette, I had the strawberry and watermelon margarita ready for you, but I don't know that we're going to do that anymore. You're kind of, oh, yeah. But anyways, love her dearly, and Dean, you're like one of my favorite people on the planet. So, and then there we go. Y'all see the dude that dropped off his last child support payment pennies, 80,000 pennies. That is funny. It's funny unless you're on my end and you never got your child support. But that is some funny shit. I don't care who you are.
You made it hail.
It's like that I saw on the news not too long ago, this mechanic, apparently he got fired for just being a little pansy. But so he took his employer to court over this. And oh my God, we got a lot of comments in here. But anyways, so his last payment, his paycheck was dropped off at his house in a wheelbarrow full of pennies. I thought that was hilarious. Okay, so Michelle, Minnie's wife, who deserves like a Bronze Star, Silver Star, Medal of Honor, and everything else for dealing with Minnie. Yes. Ma'am, I just got off the phone with your husband, and we are going to go ahead and send a package. I've been waiting on the new T-shirts. They have not arrived, and I've got an interesting thing here I want to talk about, just like about the T-shirts. But Michelle, we're going to go ahead and send those out tomorrow, and apparently the post office is now delivering to Israel again. They were not during the whole deal going on. So, Rabbi Robert, we will have your package in the mail tomorrow. Rabbi Robert, he's a good friend of TTR Rev Nation, all of ours. He served the United States military, and he also went back to Israel. He is Israeli, and he went ahead and did a complete career and retired, I think, 23 years IDF after serving the United States Army. So what's the one thing do you think he asked for? He's got all the shit going on. There's the Iron Dome and the this and the that going on. What's the one thing that he asked for?
A bottle of Jameson.
Red Lobster cheddar biscuit mix.
Oh, yeah. You told me.
So, brother, we've got 2 huge ass boxes sitting in there. They're in the back of Yvette's truck right now, and they will be going in the mail tomorrow, as well as J-Rod, Shannon Libro, philanthropist, and theologian. Your packages will be in the mail for the Dean Cerny show coming up. So I cannot wait.
Again.
And there we go, packages and blah blah blah. But yeah, I am so excited about the Dean Cerny show, and I've got kind of mixed feelings about this. Should we do it with Christina Bob on because we want to look a little bit serious, or should we just go ahead and do the Dean Cerny show? I don't know. We'll talk about that after hours. But yeah, it's and guys, if there's anything that y'all want to talk about out there in Rev Nation, please let us know.
Pterodactyl, actually, I have something on that.
What's that?
I don't know if you guys are. I don't know if you guys really want to.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We've about beat that horse to death, but yes, it's going on. Uh-oh.
She's gonna play it.
Is that me?
I think
No, it's her. He's muted. I think she's going to share the video. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotta share the audio.
So the audio doesn't work on this one, but just watch the video. This is this young lady's Instagram post. I think she put it on TikTok as well. You can see the crazy, insane bullshit that they're indoctrinating our kids with. Yeah, this one, the cuties, that was on Netflix. I don't know if they took it down yet, but basically what she's saying is pedophiles are a waste of oxygen, and I completely agree. So that's a little snippet of the whole shit that Pterodactyl's talking about on Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
I had the Nickelodeon video, but I'm not going to pull it up and try and do a recreate the wheel to share screen, because I think
Yeah.
I think this is just my lucky shot right now. So there's that.
But and we've talked about that ad nauseum. We really have, and I don't want to beat that horse to death. I mean, it's just a Sodom and Gomorrah society that we live in right now.
Now we know what to do. We know what to do about it.
Yeah. It's there's a pill for them people. Anyways, that being said, during the chat, I tried to pay attention to it as much as I could this week. Y'all were talking about green energy and oh God, words, things,
inflation, and
it's okay, but it was green energy. Yeah, global warming. There we go. I'm sorry.
Largest threat.
It's the largest threat, y'all.
The biggest threat.
Global. It's such bullshit. It really is. And we all know what the biggest threat is, but it sure as hell not glaciers melting. The thing is about Earth is it's going to take care of itself. God made it that way.
That's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, like, I don't know if you know this or not, but we're on a planet, and it does what it does what it wants, and it has for millennia. And it's not like the dinosaurs were driving around in Suburbans, back in the day.
What I heard.
So
again, we're back to let me create a story so that I can manipulate something else so that people really take their eyes off of what's actually happening.
Well, the reality is that Al Gore started this back in the day when he created the internet, right? And then so it was a narrative created then. And the reality is if are we so arrogant to think that we can control the cosmos?
Well, here's the deal: is you're
not, but
you're not going to outsmart God. You're not going to outsmart God. God made this planet. I don't care how many trees you hug and how many cans you put in a basket. Whatever He has designed, He with a capital H has designed, is going to happen.
So
He made this planet to heal itself. It has healed itself more than once, and it will continue to do so until we, as a population, is assholes that live on this place, destroy it.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to destroy. That's my problem. I don't think we're ever going to destroy it. It's going to destroy us before we destroy it.
Yeah. Well,
I see that.
It's the Earth being Earth.
Okay, we're saying the same thing but different.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, we're a small speck on a global place that maintains its own. Like watching the movie The Core. Well, the Earth's center stops spinning, and all of a sudden, we're going to build this something out of this metal we've never heard of before, and go in, and we're going to start freaking a chain reaction of explosions to start the core again. Are you high?
I'd like to be, but no, I'm not. That whole federal position thing, it's crazy how that works. They frown upon smoking dope and working. I don't know.
I mean, that was totally a rhetorical question, but totally.
Okay.
I took it to heart, man. Come on.
Obviously.
So I want to share a couple of comments that happened this week about this whole global warming issue. And
yes, please.
I kind of want to give some perspective of what I found from my research that was kind of interesting, because it shows a cyclical change within the Democrat, garbage that's spewed from them.
Yeah.
But Biden basically says, you know what? I went to a think tank in the military, and they said, or in the Pentagon, and they sat us down. What the greatest threats facing America were? The greatest threat. He said it's not a joke. Global warming.
Come on, man.
Now, okay, his cohort goes down to Guatemala, another country. They can't handle our country stuff, so we're going to go handle another country's business. We're going to put the blame on somebody else. So she goes down there and she said, climate change is what's uprooting the families to find a new domicile in another country.
Okay, now
Wait a second.
to add to
So there was
that,
the war and being killed and persecuted in all those third world countries. But no, it's the weather.
okay, J Rod, to add to that, if we remember during not only the debate, the Democratic debates leading up until like right now, climate change. I can't. I'm sorry. It's hard to even say. Climate change is the reason for systemic racism in our country.
Well, look,
They said that. That is a fact. They did say that.
They paraded that young kid from the one that went all nuts, 16-year-old girl saying how we're all ruining the planet. That was nearly child abuse what they put that kid through.
Greta Butthead or whatever her name is. Yeah.
But I'm like, really? You got a
Greta Thunberg.
There you
That
go.
goes back to part of my research that I found of this, and I was like, this really sounds familiar because I was overseas again back like 14, 15 years ago, and I remember this being talked about, the UN major issues. So I went, I'm going to share this real quick. Now, this is 2007, okay? This is from the UN, and this shows the globalism ideas that this administration is focusing on.
What link is
Worried
that?
about current issues. He's going to bring something that the UN's been garbaging about since 2007.
J Rod, where can our listeners find that?
This is actually on the UN's website.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is
I'm not shocked.
Can you send it in the comments, maybe?
absolutely.
Dean, the only people who fear global warming are the snowplow, snow shovel, and snowblower manufacturers. And God knows you would know all about that being in Ohio, for good God's sakes. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. Okay, we'll get down to that link here in just a second. The president of Guatemala punked the VP before she got there, talking about how Cody showed up as soon as Biden took office. Wow. Yeah. I wonder why.
You are not wrong, Pterodactyl. You're not wrong.
But to get back to what you're saying, this whole global warming thing, I'm sorry, it's dumb. It's freaking dumb.
Again, it's the smoke and mirrors.
Let's hold on. So we went from. So check this out. So we went from Bob Dole, the smartest guy in the Democratic Party back in what? I don't know. Was it 2006 or something? I don't know what it was. No, it was like 1996.
Yeah,
1996.
He was right after Mondale Ferrara, right?
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to spit out a date. Nobody really cares. But okay, well, God bless you. Anyway, we go from him to a 14-year-old girl named Greta Thunberg, who is supposed to know science.
How dare you?
She's as much an authority on science as LeBron James is in life.
But again, you were seeing a political pawn.
It's a dance.
A child.
Well, she's 18 now, so it's legal.
Nobody
to make
cares.
Fun of her, I guess. No.
Like, dear Greta Thunberg, go back to school. Like,
yeah, she's 3 years dumber than she was 3 years ago. It's
like, even if you look at it, everybody's saying, follow the science. Her brain hadn't even developed. I don't want to hear her speak.
Bob Dole was slightly smarter than Hank Johnson.
Dude.
I got more faith in Harambe than I do Bob Dole. Let's just do it that way.
Oh, I haven't heard about Harambe in a long time.
Oh my God!
R.I.P.
I'll tell you what. If you don't blame me. I voted for Harambe sticker on the side of your Jeep. You are wrong.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Anyways, so global warming. It's the biggest threat we've ever seen. Not the Million Man Army, not cyber attacks, not Syria, not Iran and their nuclear weapons. It's global warming.
Yeah.
And here, I got a news flash for you. It was damn near 100 degrees here in Texas today.
Yeah,
And you know what? What's weird? I didn't feel not one bit racist. It's
what?
weird.
You didn't?
I know.
Were you breathing?
I
Were you breathing?
I took a pill.
Were you drinking water?
Well, yeah, it's got water in it, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's
change your thoughts.
So when I heard that though, global warming is the reason for systemic racism. Okay, so I'm trying to get to the comments as quick as I can here. Okay, so systemic racism, we cannot blame that on the Obama administration. We can't blame that on Eric Holder. We can't blame that on the current people residing in Washington, D.C. We can't do any of that. We can't blame it on the Democrats for defunding the police or supporting Portland or watching cities burn and praising that. We can't blame it on Maxine Waters. We can't blame it on Sheila Jackson Lee. We're going to blame it on the freaking sun being too hot. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm offended by the sun because it makes me burn.
I want to know.
I'm Scottish.
I want to know who actually believes all that. Like, I really want to talk because I've never met anybody that truly believes all that garbage. But that's what.
Let me bring up a little known fact here in Texas, in the middle of like snowvid. Like,
I haven't heard that one yet.
So here we are in the middle of Texas, and the last time it froze over in Texas, I'm pretty sure Satan was trying to crack the gates of hell. And, you know, we're talking about global warming, and we've got a grid that won't freaking fire up because everything's frozen. Like, shut up.
Okay, well, I've got my thoughts on that too, but because I work in that sector. But yeah, anyways, well, it's a whole.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about the grid freezing up. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the weather itself.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I don't care about that sector. I care about what happened globally. Here in Texas froze over.
Oh, trust me, I'm paying the price right now. We had
you're not the only one. Like, yeah, you're not the only one. Like, there's everybody in Texas, like, because it's just not something that happens here.
It's down to biblical proportions, and it's probably never going to happen again.
And if it does, well, you can't say that. We can't say that. We don't know that because the reality is God is the only person that knows it.
You are correct, but the disclaimer was probably. But you know what?
You say probably, and I'm expecting asteroids in the next 6 years.
Well, that one pipe that did burst,
right?
I can guarantee you it's taken care of now because it's burst on me twice. And now I'm doing the ice dance because I hate freaking mosquitoes. So there you go.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I want it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Texas mosquitoes. Yeah, Texas mosquitoes are like pterodactyls.
Pterodactyl. That's a good one.
Like,
yes.
Damn. Or like you can hear them coming in like a fucking chopper.
They're even worse in Louisiana. They have landing strips. They come in beside C-130s. It's incredible.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that they have their own lights.
It's the new state bird.
So is Greta Thunberg still a thing?
Yeah, I just saw her the other day talking about how global warming is a huge.
I actually saw one of the BBC anchors was giving a review on her speech. He's like, "You're 13. Go play with."
Yeah, like
something like that.
So I want to get back to this comment from Dean. It says, "Cure for global warming. Get rid of the liberals. They're all full of hot air." Okay.
Worst air conditioners ever.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. In Texas, we love our steaks. That's a fact. We're one of the biggest beef producers, I believe, worldwide, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got AOC and the rest of them. You know, they've been saying it for a while. It's nothing new. Oh, by the way, cows fart too much, and it's emitting too much methane into the atmosphere and causing global warming while they hop onto their jet or get into their limousine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just wow. I mean,
all this shit coming out of those liberal mouths is more than any of those cows are going to excrete into the ozone.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Todd said, it's just the double standard, right? The double standard.
Of course.
Well, global warming. I've got a $3.5 million Learjet I'm going to jump on that's going to burn probably a good $100,000 worth of fuel the next freaking 7 days. Like, shut up.
John Kerry's telling us to go electric while he's hopping on his freaking Lear.
John Kerry's he's one of the biggest douchebags I've ever laid eyes upon. I can't stand. He's got one of those faces where you know when people say, oh, they have a punchable face. He has like a kick in the throat face. I can't even look at him or hear his voice. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
You hit him in the head with one of those. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. Primal Concepts, Jamie Ella, for all your Walking Dead bat needs. Go to Jamie Ella, Primal Concepts. That's the kind of bat that you need. That's the kind of bat you need for John Kerry. And by the way, we have been in contact. We are, as soon as all of us can get together, we're going to do a commercial with Primal Concepts. So. Yeah. So just to let you know, we've been a little busy. I know I've been busy this week, but yes, there's things happening. And we're gonna do a deal with Primal Concepts, and he's invited us all down to his restaurant and brewery. And
has he got gluten-free beer?
Yeah, sure.
Asking for a friend.
Sure.
That one.
He's got German beer. Is German gluten-free?
I don't know if you know this or not, but beer's made from hops.
Yeah, there is gluten-free beer, though. Believe me.
I did not know there was such an animal.
It's IPA.
I'm going to ask you a really silly question. Like you say that there is gluten-free beer. What's to say it's not just a label?
Okay, organic.
I have had gluten-free beers, and I'll tell you, they're IPA.
But how do you know that you had gluten-free?
Because I didn't. I have stomach issues.
Okay,
so if I drink something and I don't have an issue, then we're good.
Okay.
I won't get into gory details.
TMI. But it's John. I keep calling him John.
Bourbon is good. I can drink whiskey. I can drink all that. So
have you tried
Angry Orchard? Yes, that stuff makes me feel like I'm going to have a hangover for 15 years.
But their flavors are phenomenal. They're phenomenal.
Bullshit.
The apple one? Hell yeah. I'm not a big flavored beer guy, but I drank that. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm down with some apple beer. That was pretty
Y'all need to try some Abita Purple Haze.
Dang, yes.
Jimi Hendrix?
Oh, I got a question. I was thinking about it earlier, and I just thought of it. And if I don't say it, I'm gonna forget. And what actually reminded me of it was, I think it was something that Pterodactyl said. Get rid of the liberals, or was it Portageon? I don't know. Either way, get rid of the liberals.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, like, how do you enlighten them? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you enlighten these people? Well, you have to find something that really, really matters to them, that really, really touches their life, and then show them how all this shit is affecting them. I think that. What do y'all think? How do you think enlightening the liberals or the left? How do you think that people should go about doing that?
Amanda, have you ever tried to have a conversation with somebody?
I have.
Okay, let me just do it. The other side of the aisle. Let's just make it just simple.
The other side of the aisle.
Okay.
We'll
go ahead and send the other side of the aisle. Now, I've tried to have conversations with folks on the other side of the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how it turned out?
Impossible.
Their entire family blocked me on Facebook,
but it's worth it.
None of them talk to me anymore. And it turned out is it's a conversation like we're having, the four of us are having right now. Mm-hmm. And it ended up with them just sitting there screaming in my face. And the whole point of their argument was Trump's a racist.
What's really cool? What's really cool is that the people, our viewers on here, we've had some people that completely disagree with what we say,
Yes.
and they tell us why, and we narrow it down, and we come to a mutual agreement. If not, then we all respect each other still, and I love that. I love that about these our viewers. All of you guys are freaking amazing,
And
and I'm
even
really
with some,
thankful that people aren't afraid to actually disagree,
and
because I'd like to hash that out, and we all enjoy hashing that kind of stuff out, because we're interested in solutions, not just bitching about problems.
I got two things. The first, I think it goes back to trauma. The second is every time I've tried to approach somebody, I've tried to get them to explain it to me.
yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Why do you try to convince me why this person is so much better? Because I really want to know. Like, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I don't see anything good there. Can you educate me? And it still always turns into an argument. Now,
Well, because the facts, they don't base things on facts, is what I thought.
well, because they're emotional. They're scared.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are
Keyword.
scared.
You just said it, scared.
They
Emotional.
don't. When you question everything that they have believed in, and I've seen it with a few people. Like, my mother was a teacher, middle school teacher back in the day. Worked with a lot of special needs kids. As I was growing up, diehard Democrat, support teachers, because she was a teacher. She saw what the teaching academies in the United States and how they direct things. She's like, okay, well, they're supporting us, so I got to support them.
Yeah.
She saw the indoctrination changes. She saw how things were changing. I'm like, now you see the point, don't you? And like, this was the long game. When you have a political party that is singular and focused, putting the policies out there, and another policy is not being looked at, guess what happens? They control it. That's why you have to become involved. But that's why we are where we are.
Okay,
we're being manipulated, and people are scared because their entire belief system is being questioned. Like, take a look at this vaccine. Back after World War II, the Nuremberg trials, they said you can't be forced to vaccinate.
We're getting right back there.
What's happened now? Now we're being forced to vaccinate.
But the Nuremberg Code is being brought back up.
And
it should be.
I felt segregated today, actually, because the group of people I was with, they all got vaccinated. They had no concern about me not being vaccinated, but the rules are that I have to wear a mask in the facility I am if I'm not vaccinated. So now I'm the only one there with a mask on.
Let me paint a big red A on your chest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
and this coming from somebody that has researched his family heritage about, back to the Jewish times, or, overseas and the polling days. It's like, when you've educated yourself on that persecution and it happens again, it's like, where the hell does it stop?
That's a great question, my friend.
Yes.
How I feel about the vaccine. Well, I'll be very candid, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. The vaccine, does not necessarily prevent you from getting COVID, nor does it prevent you from transferring COVID. This question is like, and I'll be completely honest with you, Dean. Like, it's one of those questions where you just kind of go, man, there's so many layers to that question, because and let me break this down for you. I was gonna say something about what we were talking about gluten earlier, and there's a reason that I wanted to bring it up, and there's a reason that I'm going to bring it up again, because everybody talks about, well, I eat gluten free, I eat gluten free, I eat gluten free. We're talking about gluten free beer. Okay, now Amanda, you may or may not drink gluten free beer. Here's my question.
I don't have a choice to be gluten free. It's not my choice to do this. I hate it.
Humor me. Just humor me.
Yeah, okay? Go ahead. Yeah.
First of all, most of the time when you're removing things from things that are already naturally embedded with those things, it's never free completely. There's generally a what they call a trace element that is still in whatever it is. The reality is it's never gluten-free. The reality is that most of the things that we make today, the things that we eat and whatnot, is all made from wheat, rye, barley, all those things that we make bread with, all those things that we create beer with, all those things that we love. Those things all have gluten in them.
Yeah.
And in order for you to get rid of gluten completely, you'd have to find something completely different to make those products with, because you're not going to get rid of all of the gluten in those products simply because you're always going to have trace amounts, period. You're never going to eliminate a period.
J-Rod, back me up on this. If you're Jewish, you can go gluten-free, huh? Especially during Passover. Yeah.
You don't eat bread. Right. You don't eat bread. But let me get, I know this is long-winded, but let me get to this. So when we put a label on something that's gluten-free, is it really gluten-free? No, it's a lie. It's a lie because it's not completely gluten-free.
And so is organic.
It should say, but so that's where I'm going. I'm trying to get all the way to the freaking vaccine now. Right. So it's not gluten-free. It's less gluten.
Less glutinous.
Because there's always going to be a trace amount of gluten in whatever they're removing the gluten from.
Yeah.
That being said, the vaccine is the same thing. It's a label. It's a label to make you purchase something that they've told you about. Now, there are literally people who have struggles with gluten and or wheat and or whatever that is.
Grace.
That's right. Grains.
Yeah. Right. Grace. My daughter, Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Grace.
Grace, right. Absolutely. So, but there's also been this whole, let me just break it down to the virus and the vaccine. The reality is that
I'm sorry, Shannon. Our condolences are with you, Miss Harvey.
Yes, Miss Harvey, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that was recent.
COVID is real. COVID is a real virus, and it causes it's and I'm truly sorry for your loss. But so the reality is the vaccine is not clinically a vaccine. It's not. By definition, it is not a vaccine. A vaccine prevents you from either catching or transmitting a virus. That being said, at the end of the day, like it should give you an autoimmune response to whatever it is. Like your white blood cells already know what that is because there's already traces of that in your body. So it already knows what it is. So it knows to attack it instantly.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how that works. Now, COVID has already been told that the virus vaccine does not prevent you from getting COVID or transmitting COVID.
Just
the reality is,
doesn't it?
Right. Well, at the end of the day, again, it's another smoke and mirrors ploy.
Exactly.
This is a game that they're playing to make you go, well, let's see how far we can push these people just to see what we can get out of them.
It's not even approved.
It's not approved. Do you understand?
Actually,
do you have any idea how long it took for us to create an anthrax vaccine?
I hate that thing.
Do you have any idea how long it took for us to create smallpox vaccine?
It was more than 18 months or 10 months, whatever it was.
For anthrax, though,
it was many. Hold on. So it's many years.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have the exact terms in front of me right now, but it's many years before you actually have a certified vaccine that will actually do what they're telling you it's going to do.
Okay, so Shannon answered John's question here. Then what the hell was it good for? Nothing, in my opinion. I was an EMT.
Well, right.
I mean, so I find no benefits to it at all. And
mitigating side effects?
Tanya, I lost my father during COVID. He died to COVID-related symptoms. He did not die of COVID. He died of COVID-related symptoms. So my heart goes out to you. My father was my hero, and I get it.
And I want to say this, and again to Tanya, I'm very sorry that you guys lost the loved ones that you lost, and for those who lost people during this COVID time, there's always an underlying and or mitigating circumstance to cause them to lose their life.
Roger that. That's why I said.
And COVID is not necessarily the counselor and or the cause. The reality is that COVID is what caused the start of whatever it kick-started, whatever was lying in the blood vessels.
You are correct. And Daddy, if he would have got the flu or pneumonia, he wouldn't have survived either. That's a fact. That is a fact. And my dad's a warrior. He's a freaking warrior.
Right.
And he has beaten many sicknesses over the years. But the fact is, he's old. He was old. He was sick. He was frail. He had to have his esophagus stretched to eat. And so we can go on and on and on. We've talked about it before. Guys, we're running out of time. We've got about 9 minutes left.
I want to say this right now. Michelle brings up a very, very important statement.
Yes.
They're supposed to have at least 5 years of long-term effects proven study, before they can actually
FDA approve it.
FDA approve.
Can I pull something up? Real
Yes,
quick?
please do,
I want to
please
share
do.
my screen. All right, hold on. It's not a video. It's an article. Can you see?
Not yet. There we go. Okay, can you put the link in the comments?
I will. Okay, so this is docs and scientists call on FDA to delay approval of COVID vaccines. All right, so a group of clinicians and researchers have petitioned the FDA to delay fully approving the COVID-19 vaccine before clinical trials have been completed, calling the notion of approval to stimulate vaccination rates backwards logic, which, my God, I've been saying, that's what I've been saying. They haven't studied it long enough for me to be comfortable vaccinating my family or anybody that I know. And I know that people are all about the vaccine, but I think that the vaccine is good for some people, maybe, but I'm not convinced that this, I'm just like you guys, I'm not convinced that this vaccine is something that.
Listen, I'm going to say this right now. There's already been freaking facts proven that hydroxychloroquine and zinc would have eliminated the whole bull garbage from the start.
Yeah, but because of who said that, that's why it wasn't.
Okay.
Right.
Now, that being said, now I don't know if y'all seen the thing going around now, how to make homemade hydroxychloroquine. I love it. I'm fixing to do it.
Nice.
But I take zinc every day. And Yvette's got me. I was never that guy to take, the health food, go to the health food store and buy the supplements and blah, 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 blah. That's not matter. And
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I had COVID. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Zinc kicked its ass,
Right.
And there again,
that's what I didn't know.
Just for YouTube and Facebook purposes, these are our opinions only. We're not stating these as facts. So there you go. But it's now the four of us. We're all veterans, and I'm sure the majority of our audience is veterans. And for those of you that are not, that don't know or are not in the veteran community, we have been injected with everything. And
I used to be the guy.
Everything.
I used to be the guy that made that happen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, please, I am not. I've been inoculated for everything on the planet, and and John, there it is. Where'd it go? There it is. Yep. And Fauci knew it from the get go. I do want to, Amanda. I want you and I to gang up on Shannon and Jared. And we're going to talk about this Fauci thing because I do agree with Amanda on a lot of points, but that's a whole nother show. We're running out of time, and I think we can all agree to disagree on a lot of things on that subject. But that being said, we've got 5 minutes left. Jared, what's your final thoughts, brother?
Keep an eye on the prize. Focus. Don't let them distract you with the smoke and mirrors. Realize what's important and focus on that. If they're trying to tell you, oh, worry about this and worry about that. Look over here, because that's probably what you really need to be worried about.
Yeah,
Agreed.
and no doubt.
Yep.
Agreed.
Shannon?
Shannon?
I think that I'd like to, mirror what Jared said. Politics has always been smoke and mirrors. So just pay attention to the things around you and what goes on in your own world, and make your decisions based on that. Because at the end of the day, like the media and the government, we are the people. That statement in itself was a bunch of crap. But the government is not here to necessarily take care of you. They're here to work for you. And if they're not working for you, then they need to go away. So keep your eyes on the things around you, close to personal, and pay attention to the things that are happening in your life. And stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. And if you're a praying person, continue to pray and continue to talk to the Lord above, because I promise you, at the end of the day, that's where it's all going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the rubber meets the road. So,
yeah, amen to that.
Miss Philanthropist.
Theologian?
Isn't
Isn't she a theologian?
It's theologian and philanthropist.
he started the show with supermodel and theologian, which is
that's really why. That's really why you're tired this week. You've been trying to learn those big 3, 4.
Oh Lord, yeah, no, it has nothing to do with oil and gas. It has everything to do with learning theologian.
Theologian.
That whole we were talking earlier about the theology and blah 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 blah. So yeah. Anyways, your final thoughts, Amanda?
Oh man, so I heard something. I think it was yesterday. I absolutely love Steven Crowder and his show. I don't care if nobody else does. I think that they're absolutely freaking hilarious. They have good sources coming from everywhere, CNN included. They list their sources. He makes everything clear in a way, like he dumbs it down Barney style, kind of. And so does the whole team. They have unpopular opinions, but they're opinions, and they're not afraid to voice them. And I appreciate and respect the shit out of that. But one thing that they did say, and I don't have the exact quote, but it was normalizing propaganda is the death of this country. And that is what we are doing, or they are doing, is normalizing propaganda.
That's exactly.
And so if people would just, like you said, Shannon, open your eyes, allow yourself to open your eyes to facts. And if you don't think it's a fact, then look into it. Find your own facts. If you don't believe something, if you don't believe what we say, that's fine. But please open your eyes, do the research on your own, and have an open mind, because you know what's going on in this country, it doesn't just affect us. It affects you, and it affects our children, especially our children. And we saw that little clip that I put up about what they're doing with the kids and the drag shows and all that stuff, all that disgusting pedophilia. Please be aware of your children. Be aware of what they are doing. Be aware of what they're watching, reading. Be involved.
Be a parent.
Be a parent. Yes, be a parent. You don't have to be a helicopter parent, but just know what the hell's going on with your kid. Talk to your kid. Ask them questions. You want to know what the hell's going on in their life. And just be a good person. Like I say every week, just go out there, be a damn good person. Do something good for somebody. Say something good to somebody. If you didn't hear today, well, we love you, and we always will, and we're very thankful that each and every one of you are here. And we appreciate your opinions, and we appreciate you interacting with us. And pretty soon we will have the phone line up and going. We're going to work on that.
We're going to work on that this week. Yep.
I want to add something to her statement. I want to add something to her statement real quick. The Crowder Report and all those, anything you find on Blaze or PragerU, you can pretty much guarantee that that's going to be solid information.
Yeah, they use bipartisan. Everything is from everywhere. Politico. I've seen a couple things on there. They use CNN a lot because we want to know what the hell is happening on that end. You know.
But I would say if you're looking for good news sources, I would say the Blaze, PragerU, and OAN.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I just got a Blaze subscription. I just got the Blaze subscription the other day, so I can. Yeah, Glenn Beck. Shannon told me about Glenn Beck, and so I wanted to hear more from him. And then Steven Crowder's on there, so that's what I got.
He was run off Fox for being too radical, but you look back, dude was right. He was right.
Well, the reality. Let me say something about Glenn Beck real quick. I met that guy. I was in his studio. A really awesome dude.
You did a Christmas show with him, right?
I did a Christmas show with him and Dana Leosh. And they're really awesome people. Dana Leosh is another straight shooter. But like he was at one point, and he'll explain it to you. He was at one point a Democrat.
Yeah, I saw that.
And is no longer a part of that affiliation. He's just like I can't. It's just become too extreme. And then
he's an independent now, is he not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many years did it take him to get there?
Not as many as you'd think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Hey, real quick, one more time before I give my final thoughts. You can go to I was fixing to say Shopify, Spotify. You can find and Amazon. Find all of Shannon's music and go to Pricks Bead one type or what?
One type each.
Let's try that again.
Go to
tired.
Beadpricks.com. I was trying to say something stupid. It turned out stupid. So, anyways.
You need to go to bed.
Prick beads, one type each.
Yeah. Okay, so my final thoughts, and we're gonna end the show like we always do. Shannon, do you want to do Blood Angel, or do you want to do both, or do you want to?
Let's just do Blood Angel.
We'll do Blood Angel, which is his new release, and it can be found on Spotify, Amazon, and all your major music
after the 17th.
Not yet.
So it's not even been released yet.
You heard it here first. All right, my final thoughts are: it's just real simple. Be true to who you are. Don't be brainwashed and accept social media and MSN as fact. Do a little research, find facts, bounce opinions off each other, and because someone else has a different opinion than yours doesn't necessarily make them wrong.
And trust your own feelings.
The problem is we've gotten away from being a godly society, and we've entered a society of us against them. Be good. Be good at it. And for the rest of y'all, Jesus just don't need to take the wheel. He's to pull over and beat your ass with a flip-flop. Until next week,
Amen.
With your head on a swivel, don't ever forget that this is one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Love you, Rev Nation. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you right here again next week. Same Rev time, same Rev channel.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.